Go ahead.
Oh, I thought you were.
I got to make sure it's saving to the right location because I don't want any more uh recordings just not saving.
Welcome back, everybody, to the ChatterBox podcast. I'm Matt. That's Charlie. We're in episode 14 because it's week 14 of the NFL season.
And week 13 was fucking weird.
Yeah, it was, and it was a lot of fun. At least last Thursday night's game was actually really interesting and really good. Cannot say the same about tonight's.
Yeah, who the fuck is the Patriots and Steelers, isn't it?
Without Kenny Pickett, yeah.
Didn't they sign Trace McSorley?
Yeah. Throw it on a dime.
Are we gonna see a Mac Jones, Trace McSorley Thursday
Oh,
night?
we're going to see a Bailey Zappi and Mitch Trubisky game.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That
So
might be one of
safe
my
to
first.
say we got basically the NFL starts on Sunday for me this week. I'm not watching that.
Oh, the Thursday night game is fucking useless. Uh, just real quick, Trey and I all got 9 picks this week. We only had a couple that were different. Um, some upsets this week for sure, or last week, I guess, that we all got wrong. But let's just go ahead and run through the schedule for week 14 and
We
just get
have
our
to.
picks out of the way now.
I'm not like a sports betting guy. That's more Charlie's thing.
I haven't been doing it because I've just been losing.
I looked at the over under for the Patriots Steelers game tonight, and it's set at 30.5. I would be hammering the under for that.
I would have to agree with you.
That's like 17-13. This game is going to be like 9-3. Like
I
it's
mean, look at the last game that they fucking played.
the Patriots. Yeah.
Yeah, 6-0 against the Chargers.
Before we get into picks, the Patriots, I saw this stat the other day. The Patriots have
A worst points per game than the 0-17 Lions.
not only that, the Patriots have given up on defense 10 points or less 3 weeks in a row and have gone 0-3.
Wow.
That's ridiculous.
So that offense is just that bad.
They don't have anybody. Anyways, yeah, we can run through these picks.
So obviously tonight we got the Patriots at the Steelers. I'm going to take the Steelers. I swear to God, Matt, if you say Patriot,
Well, here's the thing. All right, Steelers. I can't.
you can't.
I can't.
Also, send Trey a text. Tell him.
Be fucking pissed. What?
All right, now into the Sunday 1 p.m. games. We got the Texans and the Jets. Give me the Texans.
Texans. Who makes?
Did the NFL schedule this year has been shit?
We'll get into why later, but I agree.
Rams, Ravens. The Rams have been doing all right, but I'm still taking the Ravens.
Yeah, the Rams have turned their season around a little bit. Give me the Ram. No, I'll take the Ravens.
Panthers, Saints. Fuck. Jameis Winston's playing, isn't he?
Saints. They could put Taysom Hill at quarterback. Saints.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to agree with you. Colts, Bengals. After seeing what the Bengals did to the fucking Jags, dude, I'm kind of scared to pick the Colts.
Well, the Colts have their defense has been shit. They're always in a shootout, but they have the perfect quarterback for a shootout.
Well,
So,
Gardner Minshew.
who are you taking?
I'm taking Colts.
Are they in Cincinnati?
Yes.
Shit. Bengals.
All right. Buccaneers, Falcons.
Falcons.
I'm taking the Bucks. Jags, Browns. Is Trevor Lawrence playing?
I don't know. The way he walked off the field, dude, I don't know if he's gonna be able to. Give me fuck, dude. The Browns don't have a quarterback at all. And Amari Cooper's out with a concussion. Give me the Jags on a low scoring game.
I mean, they haven't ruled him out
Yeah,
from playing.
we're the Jags.
That defense is just so fucking good. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Browns.
That's fair.
If Trevor does play, I don't think he's gonna be at 100%, and I think that's just really gonna hurt them.
Yeah,
Lions, Bears. Give me the
Lions. Even though the Bears did keep it close last time they played.
They did, and the Lions have been kind of
They've been shaky.
Seahawks, 49ers, 49ers.
They're the best team in the league right now.
Yeah, we saw that on Sunday. Vikings, Raiders. Give me the Vikings.
Yeah, I'll take the Vikings.
Broncos, Chargers. You know what? I'm taking the Broncos.
Me too.
Did not. I mean, I chose the Broncos last week, and it kind of bit me in the ass. But Bills, Chiefs. Hmm. Shit.
I think this is a must win for both teams.
I don't know why, but I feel like the Bills are going to do it.
Chiefs.
Eagles, Cowboys. Give me the boys.
Cowboys.
Philly. Fuck Philly.
That looked like you were trying to take a shit there.
No, I've already done that twice today.
God damn, boy.
Packers, Giants.
Packers.
Packers.
Packers are gonna make the playoffs. I think I said that at the beginning of the year too.
I think he did. And then Titans, Dolphins. Another horrible Monday night game.
They're both Monday night. Packers, Giants, and Titans, Dolphins. One's on ESPN, one's on ABC.
That's so stupid. Why can't we get rid of the Monday night games and just give us Friday night football?
That's what I'm saying. Like, why Thursday night football? Just make it Friday. Again, this goes to, I'm gonna just go into my first question. Who makes these fucking schedules?
Dude, I'm pretty sure it's some fucking AI that does it.
Yeah, well, it's fucking dumb. And they've got all these fucking primetime games that suck because they're just like, oh, well, everybody's got to get a primetime game. Fuck that. If you're shit, you shouldn't be playing in primetime.
No.
Like the Panthers, the Bears Panthers, that Thursday night game, that should have never happened. They should have been flexed to Sunday. Sorry, you guys suck. It's not my fault. You're terrible.
Sorry, not sorry.
Literally. Jets now, bye-bye. Patriots shouldn't have a primetime game. It's horrible. Cardinals, sorry. You guys are bad. Get out.
No, they didn't look too bad against the Steelers.
Well, that's because the Steelers aren't that good. But these schedules, man, it's awful. Like the Texans, Jets, like I get you got to play who's on your schedule, and you have to play a different division, and you can't. I get all that, but it sucks. This year's football has been not as good as past years,
No.
and I think and it kind of leads into your question of there's so many starting quarterbacks that are out for the year.
Oh, dude, quarterbacks, running backs. I mean, so my question was, how is it that with the amount of advancement we've had in player safety, are we still having what damn near a third of the league without their starting quarterback?
Yeah, and I
I mean,
think
let's run
it,
through this. Who, as of last week, was injured and out of a game? Joe
it's
Burrow's done for the season. Aaron Rodgers possibly done for the season. Sean Watson's done for the season, but fuck him.
real quick before you say possibly. Aaron Rodgers is done. He's not playing on a torn fucking Achilles.
He's on some weird shit.
Doing drugs. That's what he's doing.
That's fair. Derek Carr, I don't know if he's out for the season, but I know he's hurt.
So I'm looking at the playoff picture right now. Miami's got Tua injury prone. Baltimore's got
He
Lamar.
hasn't been this season though.
Maybe I'm telling you that jujitsu or whatever the fuck he took to stop him from falling or help him with falling. I guess it worked. So Lamar injury prone.
Yeah.
Holmes, whatever. He's not that injury prone.
Is he still dealing with that ankle injury that he had last year? I know he usually has it wrapped up.
No, I think he just has it preventatively taped.
A couple of weeks ago, Lamar hurt something. What was it? It was his ankle, wasn't it?
Probably, I believe it.
In the same game that Mark Andrews went out.
Jags
Came back in.
sprained his ankle, could be out. Steelers, Pickett, done for the year. Browns, Deshaun, done
Wait,
for
Pickett's done for the year?
Yep.
What did he do?
What was it? I think it was his ankle. It says done for the year.
Oh, I missed that. Shit.
Browns, Deshaun, whatever you think about him, done for the year. Colts, Richardson, done for the year.
Yep.
Texans, all right. Broncos, all right. Burrow, done for the year. That's just the AFC.
Mm-hmm. And then let's see.
Kirk,
Kirk is done.
Daniel Jones,
Daniel Jones is
Aaron
done.
Rodgers. I mean, I hate Aaron Rodgers. He ruined my childhood. But, I mean, damn. Like,
It's fucking crazy. And then, I mean, let's not even get started on the running backs.
no.
Saquon.
So I will say this. I don't think it's a player safety issue because none of these injuries have been head or most of these injuries are non-contact other than ankles, but you can't really help that. You're going to get rolled up on in tackle football.
Right.
But a lot of these injuries have been non-contact. And they got to get rid of turf, dude. They have to get rid of turf.
I mean, I know we didn't play on turf in high school. The only time we ever did was when we went to North Point and played them.
You got beat by 50.
Yeah. But the couple of times we did play there, I was not a fan of it.
No, it wasn't.
I only played one football game there, but then I played lacrosse there.
It hurt.
Yeah, sucks.
You turf burn. You can't really cut. You got to push off. It's. I don't know. I was a fan of our Bermuda grass once we got that.
I was too. I liked it. I think they changed it again, didn't they?
It was a softer landing. You slid a bit more instead of just coming to an abrupt stop.
But it's just the part that I don't understand is how far medicine, especially sports medicine, has come. How it is taking, when I screwed up my knee, I was out for like 6 months. Didn't do any of the shit that I was supposed to do, and I started playing again.
Yeah.
But you have people like Chase Young tearing his ACL. He missed like a year and a half of football.
But you didn't tear your ACL.
I did. Mine was my meniscus.
Yeah, I mean,
I get it's a little bit different, but
in the NFL, guys are back in 4 to 6 weeks.
Right, but like an ACL putting a player out for a year and a half, I just don't understand with the kind of advancements we have how that still happens.
Well, it also depends on the player. Like Adrian Peterson was back in 8 months. Like it just depends on your player. And how honestly, how seriously they take how much like time and
Players
effort.
they take their recovery, yeah.
So
But yeah, like it gets to the point of when's the NFL going to start looking at ways to try to prevent this kind of stuff?
yeah, because it sucks.
It
Because
sucks to watch half the NFL be missing their starting quarterback or running back.
yeah, and these backups, man, it's awful.
I mean, shit. This week we're going to see Mitch Trubisky, possibly Trace McSorley, Jameis Winston. Who else?
Zach Wilson.
Julio. Zach Wilson's going to be playing. Bailey Zappi.
DTR for the Browns, I think.
I mean, it's just like, what the fuck is this game right now?
Blake Browning for the Bengals.
That's another thing I don't understand is how do most teams not have like worthwhile backups anymore?
Like a serviceable backup.
Right. Like it used to be where if your backup had to come in, it was not the end of the world.
Like you were probably going to lose, but it wasn't going to be like, damn, we can't even kick a field goal.
Right. I mean, as of right now, can you think of any team that has an actually serviceable backup quarterback?
Cowboys.
Oh, you guys have Cooper Rush.
I think the Eagles do too. I think Mariota could go in there and win.
Okay, I'll give you that one. And then, well, and then Gardner Minshew is a backup. I'd take him. The Falcons have a decent backup in Heineke.
He should be starting over Ritter, but he's hurt. He got hurt. He would be starting right now, but he got hurt.
Yeah, because I know he started last week. That hurt me to see. I really like Taylor Heineke. I know you know how I feel about him.
Should have kept him.
I agree with you. I mean, who the fuck is our backup quarterback? I don't
Exactly.
even know.
Exactly.
I gotta look that up now because that's gonna bother me. I don't even know who Commander's backup quarterback is.
Yeah, it's I don't know. And you look at Tommy DeVito. It's not even
Oh, that's right. We got Jacoby Brissett. That's actually not a bad backup.
He's serviceable. I don't know, but like these backups, dude, they suck. And I get there's a reason they're not a starter, but I mean, damn. There's only
There used to be a day and age where your backup was somebody that could go in and potentially win a game for you.
yeah, like a backup quarterback still means you're one of the top 64 quarterbacks in the world. And you're telling me there's that big of a difference between like let's say Baker Mayfield gets hurt. Let's say we agree, probably 16 to 20th best in the league. You're telling me there's that big a difference between 16 to 20 to like 40 to 45? Really?
Right.
Like can't even
Another thing is a lot of backup quarterbacks would potentially be starters on a different team.
Yeah.
Like Jacoby Brissett started for how many different teams?
Like
Browns, Colts.
I know he's a rookie and you want to develop him, but Gardner Minshew could start for the Panthers right now.
Oh, he could start for a lot of teams right now.
Who's right now? Will Levis is playing for the Titans. Ryan Tannehill could start for the Panthers right now.
Yeah.
Ryan Tannehill could start for a lot of teams right now.
He definitely could.
So I don't know. I don't know, but it's
yeah. We spent a lot of time on this one. We need to move on to another question. Let's see what's up next. All right. What was your worst upset of last week's games? Because we got a couple that were kind of rough.
oh man.
The Bengals winning was strange.
Well, I don't put a whole lot on that because Trevor got hurt and he couldn't finish the game. I think if Trevor stayed in that game, they would have won it.
The Chiefs was obviously
the Chiefs is a rough one, man. The Chiefs is bad. Rams over the Browns. The Rams over the Browns only because that defense for the Browns looked potential.
Yeah, I was about to say they've been stout, and then they put up 33 or 36 to the Rams.
36, and I get everybody has a bad game, but I mean, come on.
I'm gonna have to say it was probably the Chiefs game.
It has to be. I mean, the Cardinals beating the Steelers, that's pretty bad too. But
It is, but both those teams suck. So it's not like anybody
yeah,
cares.
the Steelers would be a waste of a playoff spot. Um,
Above.
the
Thank you, Pup.
I don't know, dude. The fucking the Chiefs, man. I don't know, and that's why this kind of goes into my question of
So
this
I,
is
I
this
will
game.
say I have seen the clips. That game was very poorly officiated
Well, yeah, but whatever. I mean, the NFL refs,
on both sides.
the NFL refs suck. We know this.
But still, for you to lose to the fucking Packers,
You
dude.
put 19. I mean, come on, man. And that's what I'm saying. I think this week is a must win for the Chiefs. I think they have to have home field advantage to go to the Super Bowl. I really do.
I
I
would
don't
have to
think
agree with you. They're
I
just
think
not as dominant as they have been in the
I
past
think
couple
if
of years.
Miami had home field, I think if Baltimore had home field, Jacksonville won't get it, but if they had home field, I think all three of those teams would be favored more if Kansas City had to go to their place in a playoff game.
I would have to agree with you. The only team I could legitimately see the Chiefs beating away would be Miami.
I don't think so, dude. In Miami, at that warm weather, that fast offense, dude. I don't know.
That's fair. I mean, I sure as shit don't see them doing it in Baltimore, and I sure as shit don't see them doing it in fuck.
Duval. Sorry.
Yeah.
But
What?
yeah, I get the narrative that
Yeah.
people are like, oh, Patrick Mahomes has never won a road playoff game. Like, how do we know? And it's like, well, it's not his fault.
Because he
He's
doesn't
been
have to play road
yeah,
playoff
it's not
games.
his fault. He's been fucking dominating. Like, what do you mean? Like, you say the same thing about Tom Brady. Like, basically every year he went to the Super Bowl, he had a first round bye. Like, I mean, it's not his fault that he just fucking dominates. Like, he goes out there and he wins in the regular season, so he gets the perks in the postseason.
So I'm going to end this with the Chiefs. Zach, I don't want to see them go to a Super Bowl just because I don't want Taylor Swift to be at a Super Bowl.
Dude, why? Who gives a shit?
Because if the Chiefs go, they're going to make her the halftime show.
Not. They can't. They've already said who the halftime show is going to be. I'm pretty sure.
Have they?
I'm pretty sure.
Who?
Super Bowl 58 halftime show. Maybe they haven't.
Yeah, I don't think they
Oh
have.
yeah, they have. Usher.
Usher? What the fuck?
Yeah, it's gonna be Usher.
Okay, at this point, I'd rather see Taylor Swift.
Yeah, dude, her music's good as fuck. I've
All
been
right,
on
come on, Chiefs. Come on, Travis.
I've been on that cruel summer type beat, bro. That song has been stuck in my head.
I don't think I've ever purposefully listened to Taylor Swift's music.
A
Ever.
lie. Love story. You've put
I
that
don't
down.
I don't know what that is.
Yes, you do.
I mean, I'm sure if I hear it, probably.
Romeo, take me somewhere we can be
Okay.
alone. Yeah, fuck you. You know that song.
Yeah, but I've never gone out of my way to listen to it. Anyway, anyway.
Certified banger, and you know
Okay,
it.
next question. Do we worry about the Jags now?
If Trevor's out for an extended period of time, yeah. But the last 3 weeks, he's been lighting it up. 303 tuds. I mean,
He has been, but they just have not been.
defense,
Yeah, that's what scares me about them is I don't think they have the defense to really do this. I mean, obviously they lose to the Bengals in OT. Before that, they just barely beat the Texans. Before that, they beat the Titans, which they definitely should. Blown out by the 49ers, barely beat the Steelers, barely beat the Saints. I mean, I just don't think they have I
I
don't
think
think they
they're,
have it to get through the playoffs.
I think they're a Cowboys type team, divisional round ceiling. Like I could
I
see
think
them
the Cowboys are a
losing.
lot better than the Jags. Like when they play the Ravens next week, they're gonna get blown the fuck out. Like it's
Okay, the Cowboys might be better, but their competition in the divisional round would be better than the Jags.
I mean, so the last 5 games for the Jags are the Browns, Ravens, Bucks, Panthers, Titans. I see them possibly losing to the Browns, definitely losing to the Ravens, possibly losing to the Bucks, and then winning their last 2 games.
Yeah.
And I just don't know if they have what I need to see from somebody like you said going to the Super Bowl at the beginning of the year.
Well, we'll see. I mean, their defense is definitely suspect. Um,
Yeah, that's a nice way of saying it. That defense is fucking trash.
I think Trevor's warming up though. I hope he can stay healthy. I mean, I I don't know, dude. I don't even know if I'd put him out there if they're playing the Browns, dude. That's who they're
I
playing, right?
wouldn't. I because that's a game you can
Yeah.
still
I
potentially win
mean,
without Trevor.
well, not only that, just like Miles Garrett, dude, on a sprained ankle. You want to put Trevor Lawrence out there?
Yeah, that's just not smart.
So, I mean, I wouldn't say worries in do I think that they can still win the Super Bowl? Sure. Yes, I'm worried. Worries and do I think they can make the playoffs and win a playoff game? No, I think they can still do that.
I would have to agree.
Um,
My
another
last question. This one probably might make this video blow up just because of how controversial this whole situation is. Um, did the college football playoff committee fuck up?
you tell me.
So here is what I'm gonna say. The way that NFL and college football are ranked is so vastly different, it might as well be 2 different sports.
Well, it is. It's two different sports.
The college football rankings are very absolute. There's never
And they're subjective.
reason for like flukes or anything like that. The only thing they consider is wins, losses, and strength of schedule. And that is what they go off of. So obviously last week Alabama pretty much did the unthinkable and beat Georgia in the SEC championship. And I got 10 minutes to run through this, and I'm probably going to take all 10 minutes. That pretty much turned the college football playoffs on its head. And at that point, Michigan was pretty much locked. They had to fend off Iowa, and then Washington had to fend off
Oregon. Who they did.
right.
They did that on Friday night.
Yeah. So at that point, we were essentially waiting to see if Georgia would finish off Alabama, and all would be right with the college football playoffs. Because at that point, it would have been Georgia, Michigan, Washington, and Florida State.
In your opinion.
Yeah. But not unfortunate for Alabama fans, which I am, but unfortunate for pretty much the entirety of the college football world. Alabama did beat Georgia. So that just completely fucked everything up because, like I said, the college football rankings deal in absolutes, and that is it. So,
Except they don't.
really, because I feel like they look at it as this team beat that team, this team beat that team, that automatically makes this team better than that team, and that's what happened
If they
with.
did, okay, you could put up Alabama above Georgia, but Florida State didn't lose a single game.
They
So
did not.
people are going off wins and losses alone.
Well, also that strength of schedule I was talking about. So
There's
if
also
you
another metric called strength of record, which is like basically how strong is your record compared to everybody else's. And Florida State ranked third in the nation with that
for what the strength of their record.
record. Yeah. So
That
here's
just
what
doesn't seem right.
I'll say. I've gone back and forth on this in my head since it happened. Because immediately you think 13-0, you can't leave them out. What do you mean 13-0? You can't leave them out. Like they've won all their games. They're a Power 5 champion who did not lose a game. Right? It's your
Yes.
first thought. But then you really think about it.
And the ACC as a whole is
Well, not that alone. I mean, the ACC is weak, but that's not my point really, because the Big 12 has been weak and they've had people in, and the Pac-12 has been weak. And my thing is, if Jordan Travis does not break his leg against North Alabama,
you think they make it in.
Florida State is in the playoff.
Okay, so let me ask.
Alabama is out. And that's one of the things that the committee has as their bylaws, is you can take into consideration availability of players and coaches. Now, if you want to tell me that Florida State was the same team without Jordan Travis as they were with Jordan Travis, and don't get me wrong, that defense was lights out and they showed up when they had to.
You're on some shit at that for if you think FSU is the same team without Jordan Travis.
Exactly. So,
I mean, if you look at that game, and it was within one score for pretty much until the end of the fourth quarter.
And here's the thing. Florida State was going to get left out even if Georgia beat Alabama.
Who do you think would have taken that fourth?
Texas would have been number 4. They put Texas as number 3, which means they had to rank a one-loss team ahead of Florida State. Texas was going to get in.
So let me ask you
the 4 would have been Georgia, Michigan, Washington, Texas, and Florida State was going to get left out no matter what happened in that SEC championship.
Right. So
that's what I think a lot of people are trying to get. They get all upset, and I agree. There's definitely an SEC bias in the committee. Definitely,
I'm going to agree with you.
100%. There's an SEC bias. Is it wrong to have bias in a committee? Maybe you can make that argument to me. Is it deserved bias? They have won 13 of the last 17 national championships. I'm just saying. I mean,
the stuff I've been seeing a whole lot, especially like on Facebook, is every FSU fan is so angry at Alabama.
That's not Alabama's fault.
Right. What they're failing to realize is exactly what you just said. Even if Alabama lost, they were still going to get kicked out for Texas.
Yeah, and I hate the term fault because it's nobody's fault. Jordan Travis didn't get hurt on purpose like that. And it was incredibly sad to see the tweet he put out where the kid literally said, "I wish I broke my leg earlier in the season." Like, that's awful and incredibly sad. And I wish him a recovery. I think he could still be a good quarterback in the NFL. I hope he puts his name in the draft. I hope he gets drafted. But it's someone's fault. Like, it's also different in the way you win, because in 2014, when Ohio State got in after Braxton Miller got hurt and then JT Barrett got hurt and they were Cardell Jones, they went into the Big Ten championship and they won 59-0. If Florida State does that, if Florida State goes and they beat Louisville 59-0, no question in my mind they're in the playoff.
I'd have to.
Serious. If they had looked that good, they would be in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, and you look at all the conference championship games. The SEC was number 1 versus number 8.
Yes.
Big Ten was what, number 2 versus Iowa's what, 11 or 14?
I think, yeah, there was something like that.
Fuck no, I can't. Pac-12.
Pac-12 was 3 and 5.
Yeah, and then you get to the ACC and it's 4 and 16.
Yeah, but you could say the same thing about Texas. That was 7 and 18.
Yeah, but at that current point in time,
and Texas had beat Alabama in Alabama.
Right. So that's the thing that really if Texas hadn't beat Alabama, then FSU would probably be in.
It would be in.
But that's what I'm saying, that the committee deals in an absolute where Alabama beat Georgia. That makes Alabama better than Georgia. Texas beat Alabama, which makes Texas better than Alabama. So how can you put Alabama, who's better than the number one team, in, but not put the team in that beat the team that's better than the number one team?
I think it's just a mixture of things. Like this is one of the issues where I'm split, and I agree with points from both sides. Right? If there's an SEC bias, sorry, there just is.
Right.
That's just how it is. I'm sorry. Florida State, as a 13-0 Power 5 champion, should be in. Got it. However, your quarterback's hurt.
Right. There's solid reasoning as to why they shouldn't be.
Barely beat a Louisville team. And I get the media was pushing for an SEC. I mean, all week I heard, well, if Alabama wins, you cannot have the SEC champion in. Well, that's just no way. Well, my thing is every year there's been at least one Power 5 conference champion, sometimes two, left out of the playoff in favor of the SEC. So that argument's stupid. So the 1 year that it doesn't work for the SEC, you're gonna
let's say Georgia
complain about it.
Let's say Georgia did win and FSU won their game and the Final Four stayed Georgia, Michigan, Washington, FSU.
It wouldn't have, but go ahead.
So at that point, the semifinal is going to be Georgia and FSU.
And Georgia's going to win by 50.
Right. And that's something that everybody has to remember. We saw it last year in TCU getting absolutely fucking dusted.
That's the other thing that people are like, oh, it's ratings. And it's like, of course it's ratings. No one wants to watch semifinals that are blowouts.
Right. It needs to be a good game.
So, yeah, I think if it had been Georgia and if Florida State had got in and played Michigan, Michigan would have dusted them by 52.
Yeah. I 100% agree. I feel bad that FSU didn't make it in. I feel like it's very disheartening, and they definitely
and it's going to be a good
made it in.
I got Texas and Bama in a rematch in the Natty.
You think so?
Yep.
That'd be fucking awesome to see.
Yep.
Cool.
All right.
Video's got to cut out, so we'll come back for part 2 here in about 15 minutes.
Yep.
And go.
Welcome back.
We will actually in like 2 or 3 weeks when we've actually recorded the second half of the episode in the same day.
We'll actually have a part 2 this week instead of leaving it on a cliffhanger. So pretty big game Sunday night in Dallas. Cowboys, Eagles fight for the division lead. In my opinion, I've heard some people say it's a must win for Cowboys mental and all that bullshit, but I don't think it's a must win. I think it's a nice to win. I think there's obviously more pros than cons winning. And I think we're gonna win. I don't think we're gonna lose. I think the Eagles are tired. They just got pushed around. They've been going through a gauntlet. But I mean, I don't think there's a chance for the Cowboys to win the division or get the 1 seed. So, like, even if they lose, it's not like the end of the world. Because they would need the Eagles to lose another game. And then they would need the 49ers to lose another game. And the Cowboys would have to win out. And I don't see us winning out.
I would have to agree. I mean, honestly, at this point, obviously the 49ers, the Eagles are locked in. The Cowboys are too.
Yeah.
Cowboys
are going to be the 5 seed.
Obviously, a first round bye would be very, very nice. The NFC is just the NFC right now is essentially the SEC.
Very top heavy.
That being said, I do really hope the Cowboys win. I think they will. Like you said, the Eagles are tired. Um, Taking a loss like that to the 49ers is definitely going to affect them mentally.
And the Cowboys have more rest.
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys played last Thursday. The Eagles played Sunday. So I think the Cowboys are going to win. I think it's going to be close, as it always is with these. It's going to come down to 2 or 3 plays. Um, I think the Cowboys are going to get it done, though, 31-27. That's my score.
Um, as long as Dak Prescott keeps playing the way he has been for the past few weeks,
He's the
yeah,
MVP right now.
huh?
He's the MVP right now, in my opinion.
If he keeps playing the way he does, I can see that happening.
I I hate being one of those, but I mean, he's playing quarterback the best. I mean,
Yeah, you can't.
him and Brock Purdy, but I mean, Brock Purdy has the fucking Avengers on his team, so
Um,
and Thanos.
I'm gonna say, give me 31-28, Cowboys.
Yeah, it's gonna be a nip and tuck ball game. I think it's gonna be whoever can generate a turnover. I really do. I think that's gonna be the story of the game.
You know what? I'm gonna change it up here. Give me 35-28, Cowboys. Duron Bland pick six.
I don't know. He got picked on last week, man. He got bullied. He got kind of exposed. Anything, any deep routes, it he's gonna get exposed. Intermediate, um, out routes, slant, you know, cross.
So, does Duron Bland transfer or is he one side only?
He can play both. That was the
Um,
adjustment they made. Was they put Gilmore on Metcalf and then had Bland on the other side.
yeah. So, do you think they put Bland on AJ
No,
Brown?
no, I think they put Gilmore on AJ Brown, and they
Oh,
used the rest of the coverage for Smith and the other guys. I don't know if Dallas Goddard's going to play yet either. If he's not playing, I'm going to be more confident.
yeah.
I just
Maybe winning off a Duron Bland pick six.
think the Cowboys win. Um,
That'll beat some shit. That'll beat some shit because he's already broken the record.
yeah,
So if he keeps adding on to it,
yeah.
we need to have an actual conversation about him one week.
Uh, my opinion is the same as it's been all year. He's 21. He's 2021 Trayvon Diggs. Gets a lot of picks, doesn't cover very well.
Well, besides DK Metcalf, he really hasn't been doing bad.
No, he was playing great, but again, and I'm glad he got that interception. I'm glad he uh he stepped up and he made a play. So um gonna kind of switch it up sports wise here. Have you heard about this NBA in season tournament thing?
That's not.
So basically it's 6 groups of 5 teams, and they do it just as regular season games. You play against them. The winner of each group moves on. And then there's one wild card in each conference. And you have quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals.
And it's just in the middle of the season.
Yes, but they're all basically regular season games. Like all of those games are part of your 82 game regular season.
So it's essentially pointless.
Kind of. If you win, everybody on the team gets $1 million each. I think it's either that or 500K. Either way, pretty decent chunk of change.
Right.
And there's a trophy with it, and the semifinals and the finals are in Vegas. I think it's a good idea. I mean, I think it
No, I
gives
have to agree with you.
I think it gives the players something to care about in the regular season. Because lately it's been, players sitting out, preserving themselves for the playoffs, or we played last night. I don't want to play tonight, even though I make $50 million. I don't know. I like it so far. I think it's been interesting. I think, the games are starting early, which I like. Like the semifinals are on tonight on ESPN, and the first game starts at 5.
Mhm.
So, like, us here on the East Coast can actually fucking watch the game. Dude, that's the thing I hate about the Nuggets. The one thing I hate, and that brings me sadness when I watch the Nuggets, is that they don't play till 10 p.m. And I fucked. You can't watch the game. But I like it.
They're supposed to play here in DC pretty soon, aren't they? At
January, yeah.
least you'll be able to watch those, I guess. Maybe we should try to get tickets to go to that.
Brad and I think are gonna get tickets for it.
Wow.
You don't like basketball, Charlie.
That's fair.
Um, yeah, man, I don't know. I think it's a good idea though. I'm glad they're doing it. I saw something the other day about like because the Lakers are in the semifinals.
Mm.
Of course, everything is about LeBron versus Jordan. And I saw something that was like, if LeBron wins, is that going to be a notch in his belt for the GOAT debate and shit like that? And I think if people, well, hear me out. I think if people use that Michael Jordan has won the slam dunk contest in his favor, that you could put this in LeBron's favor.
Okay. I mean, that's fair.
Like, I get that they didn't have this back then, and I'm sure if they did, Jordan would have won it because he wanted to win everything. But I mean, it's kind of like the Finals MVP. Like Bill Russell has 11 titles, but they didn't give out Finals MVPs back in the day. Like it's just the way the sport evolves.
So the way I feel about this tournament, I think it's a good thing, especially because they're incentivizing the players with money.
Yeah,
Um, but I feel like it also incentivizes bad teams that know they have no chance of making the playoffs whatsoever
right,
to try.
right,
Actually give a shit.
right. Because at least then it's like, well, we're definitely not going to win the NBA championship, but at least we could win fucking something.
Right.
Or at least we can like go to Vegas for
Try.
the final. Yeah, try. But yeah, I don't know.
It'd be good for fans too.
Yeah, it's something to because a lot of people don't really start watching basketball, obviously because of football season, right? But um, they don't really start watching till after Christmas.
Can you watch basketball games on ESPN?
Yeah.
The app and stuff?
Plus, I'm not sure,
We're broke. We don't have cable.
but
Yeah, officially actually spent money on the show today.
oh yeah,
A whopping $13 and some change for this. Not this piece, the cord.
nice.
Because my laptop can't handle all the storage space needed for all our recordings.
All
Because you
this.
got to think every 30-minute recording is like 15 gigabytes. Every episode is like 25 or 30. And it's all just sitting on my laptop, which is not made for it.
And we're doing all this for
5 views.
1 view in 4 days.
Ugh.
I think it was my dad. I think because he was texting me about it. I think my dad was the only one. So thanks, pops, for the support. Um,
Dude, I was thinking about this. How would you feel about switching it to just audio, like an actual podcast?
I mean, I don't care. Whatever you want to do.
And then we can like start attaching clips to things while we're talking.
Yeah, I mean, I think we could do that anyways, but I think like if people are gonna watch it, they'd probably want to see us talking and our facial expressions.
Right. We can try it, see if anybody says anything. We need to bring Trey back on because we said we are going to bring him back on this year.
Yeah.
Playoffs for that?
Yeah, maybe wait till week 18 is over and we know the playoffs. We do playoff predictions and stuff.
I have to agree. We need to do like our offensive rookie of the years and MVP stuff here soon.
Yeah, we can just
A
do
lot
that.
has changed.
We can just do that after week 18. See how everybody finishes out the season. Real quick, it's off season for baseball, but the Yankees signed Alex or traded for Alex Verdugo, pretty good outfielder from the Red Sox. Surprised me. And they also traded for Juan Soto. So the Yankees outfield now is Alex Verdugo, Aaron Judge, and Juan Soto. And they're supposedly the front runners to sign this kid from Japan who's supposed to be fucking insanely good. Not Otani, different guy. He's a pitcher.
Yeah,
He's
I remember you talking about him.
Yamamoto.
Let's see. I mean, obviously, whenever you sign someone like Juan Soto, that's a pretty
When you get someone like Juan Soto, it's good, and I don't know. The Yankees pitching was actually fine last year. It wasn't, horrible. It was.
you guys just really didn't do good at bat, did you?
No, and we had so many injuries.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the only signing, I think the Orioles signed a relief pitcher, Kimbrel or something. Other than that, I don't think they've done anything.
Yeah, we just got to stay healthy, man. We can stay healthy. We need a new first baseman. Anthony Rizzo, he's just old, dude. He's just old. I don't know. I'm excited. It gives me something to at least look forward to in the beginning of baseball season because I'm sure we'll fucking lose in the end like we have been for the past 15 fucking years.
I'm looking forward to the Orioles starting to get into their stride. So we're probably going to have a few playoff visits.
You'll probably have one good year and then sell your team like you usually do.
That's fair.
I don't know why.
How is it that damn near every team I cheer for is going through a rebuild at the same time?
Because you pick shitty teams.
It's fair.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
The fucking Commanders full rebuild. There's talk of them potentially not retaining Jonathan Allen.
Yeah, I would believe it if he requested a trade. Fuck that. He's been there for 7 years.
Not even requesting a trade, but he's got, I think, 1 year left on his contract.
Cut his ass. Fuck it. You're not going to re-sign him. He's not going to say yes.
I don't think so. But if he goes, might as well just let everybody else on the defense go. Not that there's anybody else really good other than Deron Bland.
Why the fuck not?
Sorry, Deron Payne. Get some draft picks. Because to me, Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne are both people that you could get first rounders for. Deron Payne maybe second round, but Jonathan Allen has got to be a first rounder.
Yeah. The Cowboys, man, if there's one position they need, it's D tackle. And obviously, I've been keeping up with Texas more since my dad's a Texas fan and shit. And they're my basically number 2 team behind West Virginia. And they got this defensive tackle. His last name is Sweat. He's a fucking animal, dude. He's really good.
Well, the article that I read was that like the Cowboys would be interested in Jonathan Allen if he were to leave Commanders.
Oh, I was gonna say, you think you guys are gonna trade us Jonathan Allen?
Probably not.
Cowboys don't do free agency, dude. Like any big name that comes out, it's like, oh, the Cowboys. And it's like, no, Jerry Jones doesn't do free agency, even though it was his idea in the 90s. He doesn't fucking do it.
All the Commanders do in free agency is sign old washed dudes.
We just re-sign our backups.
I mean,
sign anybody good. But the difference between you guys,
Patrick, we signed Colt McCoy off of free agency.
the only
Alex Smith.
is we draft way better than you guys do, and that's not taking a shot. It's just true. Like
Oh no, I agree with you 100%.
our draft
Like
picks,
the
like
last time
Deron, like Deron Bland's a 5th round pick,
right.
like from
The
last.
last time we actually had a good draft was when we like took Jonathan Allen in the first round.
Yeah,
I mean, Chase Young at the time looked good, but we see how that turned out. I mean, Antonio Gibson when we drafted him because he was like a 5th round, he was a pretty good pickup, but that's not turning out that great.
Trayvon Diggs was a 2nd round pick.
Um,
Tony
Sam
Pollard.
Robinson turned out pretty good for his pick. I think he was like a 3rd or 4th round.
Tony Pollard was a 3rd round pick. Bland was a 5th. Dak was a 4th.
Yeah, you guys drafted a lot better than us. Sam Howell was a 2nd round pick, wasn't he? Or 3rd?
5th round pick.
He was 5th?
He ain't making no money.
Damn. Well, if he turns out good, that might end up being a pretty good pick for us.
So you got
I'm really interested to see what we do with the draft this year because this is by far
the best pick you guys have had.
well, just the best round of picks too. I mean, we currently have what like the 4th or 5th, and then a 2nd, 2/3. I have to check this because I don't remember. Uh,
Yeah.
so we have obviously a 1st. We got 2 2nd round picks, a 3rd, 2/4, and it's 6th and 7th. So I mean, this has the potential to be an incredibly strong,
Draft class.
yes, which I really hope for, but I also have to see what they do with it because there's a lot of really different ways that this could go. I mean, realistically, what I would like to see is round 1 going to a tackle. I mean, it just needs to happen.
Yeah.
We need somebody on the offensive line that is actually worth any kind of a shit. And then we come down to 2 2nd-round picks, which I would like to see another offensive lineman, or I would like to see adding a somewhat decent edge rusher.
You guys need to add offensive lineman, edge rusher, and defensive backfield.
Yes. So I would like to see our first 3 picks go either 2 offensive linemen, an offensive lineman, an edge rusher, and a cornerback, or an offensive lineman and 2 DBs.
Yeah. Number 1 needs to be the best offensive lineman in the draft.
Yes.
So
Which let me ask you, have you been keeping up with that kind of stuff? Like who do you
the draft?
Yeah.
I don't worry about that until we lose in the playoffs.
Well, I mean, shit, where are the Cowboys even at in this year's draft? I mean, they got to be close to the bottom.
24th.
Damn,
Like, I don't give a shit about the draft.
that's rough.
Like, again, another thing that I'm not fucking staying awake for.
I mean, I guess because the Commanders are obviously in a very different position than the Cowboys are, I have started looking towards the draft, and there's tackles from Penn State and Alabama that I both really like.
Anything protection wise.
It's
No,
really
unless they're a Penny Sewell, or a Rashawn Slater. I mean, Micah Parsons is still going to take him to school next year, but at least it'll be somebody to develop.
right. Because I mean, it's not like we draft somebody and they can really be worse than our offense is right now. That'd be pretty damn hard to do.
Yep.
I mean,
Right now, we're the 27th pick.
damn, we're 4th.
Yeah.
At this point,
That would be what? That'd probably be Caleb Williams. New England might draft Marvin Harrison. If they don't and do some stupid shit, Arizona would probably draft Marvin Harrison. Then that'd leave you guys with the best offensive lineman.
in the draft.
Yeah.
So
Then you got Chicago's second round pick. And then you have
the 49ers third round, I think.
yeah, but that's the last pick in the third round. But still, I mean, you got 5 picks in the top 100. So
Right. That's pretty.
I think we have 3. Yeah, we just have our own. Yeah.
I mean, even our sixth pick is 104. So it's really not. We have a very good.
6 in the first 104. Yeah.
We have a chance to do very, very good in the draft here. I just really hope that by the time the draft comes around, Ron Rivera is gone and he is
He
not.
will be. They're just letting him finish out the year.
They are.
Because why make a change? I mean, there's no reason to.
Right. I would have to agree. I've been hearing rumors about Eric Bieniemy looking for a head coaching job somewhere else.
I don't know. So I guess I'll ask you about this because we're off the rails now. Fuck it.
Uh,
Um, if you're Eric Bieniemy
mhm.
and Washington goes with another, different person for head coach, and you still can't find a head coaching job, do you quit and go back to the Chiefs? Because at least there, like when you're an offensive coordinator, at least there you're winning Super Bowls.
Right. I mean, do I feel personally that Eric Bieniemy thinks he has the makings of something at Washington? I I do. I think he obviously is not happy that we're not winning games right away, but as far as a rebuilding standpoint goes, you got to give the Commanders one thing. They're in a good spot
Yeah.
because they're in a spot where the enemy just came in and he is going to be the one influencing everything. Because once Ron Rivera goes, he's the longest tenured major coach in the franchise.
Yeah.
And after being brought in by, I legitimately think that when Ron Rivera goes, they're going to make Eric Bieniemy head coach.
I hope so.
I feel like that would be the best move for us because at this point, who the F do you bring in that wants to be the head coach of the Commanders?
Bill Belichick.
And also you got to think we also need to hire a defensive coordinator.
Would you do it?
Hire Bill Belichick as the head coach over Eric Bieniemy.
Mm-hmm.
No, I wouldn't. But Bill Belichick, he was a defensive coordinator before he was a head coach, wasn't he? I would take him as a defensive coordinator.
Hey, Bill ain't gonna do that.
I don't.
Bill should go to the Chargers, bro.
I can see that. I mean, when Bill decides to leave the Patriots, he's going to have a lot of options, especially a head coach.
I've heard Kellen Moore to the Panthers.
Ooh, I feel bad for him.
I don't think he should be a head coach.
Well, especially for the Panthers, because he's just going to get fired in a year.
Exactly. Or not even a year. How do you hire Frank Reich and give him 10 games with that fucking roster and then fire him?
I'm really focused because I'm pretty sure that Eric Bieniemy is a lock at the head coach at this point. I mean, unless they, for some reason, have the availability to bring in somebody that's just on a different fucking level as a head coach, why would they not make Bieniemy the head coach?
Because they're stupid.
That's fair. I mean, how many currently can you think of that would be available for a head coaching position that would do well?
Let me ask you this. So, like, this is floated around for Chicago, but I'm just going to put you on the spot. What would you say if Jim Harbaugh wanted to coach there?
Like at Washington or Chicago?
Yeah.
Starting out as a head coach, no.
Why?
because college is a very different animal than the NFL, and we see
He
repeatedly
took
that.
he took the 49ers to a Super Bowl and 2 more conference championship games.
Yeah, but then he went
With
back to
Colin Kaepernick.
yeah, and Colin Kaepernick at the time was really fucking good.
Just saying. Well, one was with Alex Smith.
Well,
So
at the time, Alex Smith was also pretty good. You can't look at me like that and not agree with me that Alex Smith was a
Alex
solid
Smith was an
quarterback.
above average quarterback his whole
Exactly, and that's all you need on the 49ers because every time they
not
just
back then.
yes, back then, because above average quarterbacks back then were gods.
It was okay, give me one weapon he had.
Alex Smith on the 49ers. He
2011.
had a really good tight end, didn't he?
Okay, Vernon Davis.
Yes. Yeah, because he played for the fucking Commanders too. Fuck, they had a wide receiver too.
Michael Crabtree.
Yeah. Oh fuck, who was the running back?
Frank Gore.
Frank Gore. I mean, in 2011, that's essentially the 49ers now.
I don't know, dude. I'm just saying I think Jim Harbaugh is a good coach. I think like
I want to
the
see
Texas fan in me wants Texas to win, but if Texas loses to Washington or whatever, I hope Michigan wins the fucking thing.
right, because obviously you don't want Alabama to win it.
I don't give a fuck
I
about
mean,
that. But I just after all the shit everybody put Jim Harbaugh through this year,
right.
I
But
just
I don't know Jim Harbaugh very well. Is he more of a defensive leaning or offensive leaning coach?
see that's the thing. I think he's more just a fucking head coach. You know what I mean? Like I think he like kind of does both. Like I mean he played quarterback, but
Well, here's the thing: if Michigan wins, he's
he's
not
staying.
going to leave.
No, he's staying.
And I honestly think Michigan is probably going to win.
Yeah, dude. I mean he's 49-22-1 as a head coach in
I mean, it's not bad at all. That's actually really fucking
in the
good.
NFL. Yeah. I don't give a shit about his playing career. His ass.
I I would not be totally against the idea, but I feel that if Bieniemy doesn't get the head coaching position with us, he's going to look elsewhere,
Yeah. I
which I
mean,
think is bad for our team personally.
oh,
But I mean, then you got to start thinking, who do you bring in for offensive coordinator? Uh who do you bring in for the defensive coordinator?
well, I don't think you'd have an offensive coordinator.
Do you think Bieniemy would just do it himself?
He'd just call the plays himself.
So have you ever heard of the webpage Rigo's Rag? He's a Commanders heavy guy, like analyst, and he has a whole webpage and like talk show and everything.
No.
Well, so he is like one of the top guys for just Commanders, everything. And I'm looking over his potential replacements for Ron Rivera, and I know two of them are one being Eric Bieniemy and the other being Todd Monk, which I'm sure you know who Todd Monk is, right?
What is that? No. Who's that?
He's a Hall of Fame Redskin, the running back. I'm pretty sure. No, I might think he's Riggins. Todd, he might have been a quarterback.
I don't know. It sounds familiar.
Might be thinking of somebody completely different. I know, I'm thinking of Todd Monken. So no, the only person
Yeah,
I know on
Todd.
that list is Eric Bieniemy. Because I mean, you have to think who are all the head coaches that are going to get fired this season? probably Bill Belichick, Staley. I think Robert Sala's probably okay. Obviously, Frank Reich got fired.
Yeah.
Bruce Arians, I think he's okay. Who else do you got?
For head coach.
Pete Carroll's obviously fine.
Are you talking about like just in general?
Yeah,
Or for the
head coaches that could potentially lose their job this season.
Oh. Sneaky Mike McCarthy.
You think so?
I think if we don't get to the NFC Championship game, Jerry's going to fire him because Dan Quinn's going to go somewhere else. I mean, at some point, Dan Quinn's going to leave for a head coaching job.
You know, I got to be honest. I think I would take Dan Quinn as head coach.
I don't know. The way Mike McCarthy has Dak playing.
So come on, who else do you think could potentially lose their job? I don't think Robert Saleh could lose his job.
I do.
You think so? He hasn't been there for very long.
Yeah, but at some point, man, I mean, fuck. The defense is great, but this offense is like, oh my God.
So,
Bill Belichick.
yeah.
Um,
Ron Rivera is going to get fired.
Mike Vrabel for the Titans.
I could see that.
Actually, can I bring up a point?
What?
The Colts coach, Shane Steichen, I think his name is.
Mm-hmm.
He should be in the running for Coach of the Year.
Right, for being able to win as many games as he had with Gardner Minshew. He's in the running.
His starting quarterback goes out, and he's still got his team at 7-5.
Yeah. Well,
Matt Eberflus for the Bears, he could get fired.
I definitely think he's going to. I got to be honest. Like, yeah, I agree with you. He should be in running for the Coach of the Year, but it's obvious it has to go to Houston's coach.
Why? They have the same record.
Yeah, but compare the Colts last season to Houston last season. Houston was leaps and bounds worse.
How? The Texans had the number 2 pick. The Colts had the number 4 pick.
Worse?
Leaps and bounds worse? That's a bit
Leaps and
much.
bounds. 2 picks, that's pretty big.
Fucking much.
Pretty big.
I don't know. The weapons on Houston, I know I didn't say at the beginning of the year, but I'd take them above the Colts weapons.
I would have to agree with you. I mean, between Tank Dell,
Nico Collins, Damian Pierce.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Dalton Schultz.
Holy shit. The Texans are better than the Colts.
That's what I'm saying. And they have the same record.
Yeah, but that defense is.
I think the Saints coach could lose his job.
I don't even know who is coaching the Saints right now.
Dennis Allen.
I think shoot.
I think the Bucks coach, Todd Bowles, I think he could lose his job.
Oh, that's right. Bruce Arians retired, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, Todd Bowles. I think Brandon Staley could lose his job.
I think he loses his job this year. He beat
Josh McDaniels already lost his job.
He's the coach for the Cardinals, right?
No, he was the Raiders coach. The Cardinals coach, it's his first year. They're not going to fire him.
Shoot. Why am I like?
I think that's it.
Broncos, Sean Payton.
Yeah,
he saved his job.
Yeah, he saved his job.
I mean, I got to be honest. Out of all the head coaches that could potentially be fired this year, there's like 2 that I would probably be okay with.
Getting fired?
Be okay with like us potentially picking up as a head coach.
Oh, don't pick up any of them.
I mean, I wouldn't be totally against Bill Belichick just because Bill Belichick.
Shit, you can take Mike McCarthy.
I hear you should talk him enough. I don't need that. I really want to know who they're going to pick up for defensive coordinator because whoever it is going to have their fucking shit cut out for them.
Maybe if we keep Mike McCarthy, you'll get Dan Quinn.
Like I said, I think I would live with that.
All right, man. I think we've bullshit enough.
Okay.
Are we gonna do try a live stream thing on Sunday or no?
I think we might as well.
Let's set up your laptop for YouTube. I can set up my phone for TikTok.
Yeah, just sit there and do that, talking to our mics and live stream it on YouTube.
Yeah.
I think that'll work. Oh, that's right. Well, the Commanders don't play this week, so that's perfect. I don't have anything to cry about.
Just put on the red zone.
Red zone, or honestly, I'd be fine with streaming the Cowboys game.
Well, that's the night game.
Shit, that's right.
It's all right. We'll see everybody on Sunday.
Yes, sir. That should be a fun one. I guess we'll do that instead of having an actual episode next week.
Yeah. Well, we can like record the live on YouTube, I think, and then just post that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Maybe we should stream on Twitch.
Do you have a Twitch account?
I do. It's not built. I would have to change some stuff around because it's not built for this, but I'm sure I could make it for ChatterBox.
Why don't we just do that? Why don't we just stream on Twitch?
I think I'd be okay with that. Honestly, we might be able to do both.
That's what I'm saying. Like stream, record it, and then post it on YouTube.
Yeah, I think I can do that. Because I actually have well, I think I have more. So we have more subscribers on YouTube than I do on Twitch.
Well, whatever.
All right. Well, we'll talk about it. It's been another fun week bullshitting with you, even though nobody else is gonna watch it.
It's cool, man. It's good talking to you every week.
It's fun.
All right, man. I'll see you Sunday.
Sir, God, this is gonna be such a long drive. Has it snowed there yet?
Nope.
It's snowed here the past couple days. It's barely sticking, but
Yeah, fuck that. It's been in the low 40s ish.
it's been getting like into the